Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Firstly, before we go anywhere, can I just say thank you everybody that placed an order with me. You're amazing. You're just absolutely amazing. Oh, I have been working like a busy little beaver, packing orders, and yeah, getting them out. I've still got a few to do, but they will be done. Every order will be out by tomorrow. So next release, Halloween. So excited. So yeah, thank you so much for all your support. I appreciate every single one of you. You're just amazing. You're just absolutely amazing. You really are. So what we're doing today. So how many of you have got ugly scrapbook papers that have come in a pad and you're like, wouldn't use that one, don't like that one? I mean, as you know, I have been on YouTube 15 years. Haven't been filming for 15 years, but I have been on here for 15 years, following and watching and filming in the beginning, like 15 years ago. And I'd love to scrapbook. I used to, when my babies were little, I used to do scrapbooking for them and stuff like that. So yeah, times change, people grow and things like that. So before my release, when I was tidying up my craft room, I found, well, I didn't find because they weren't lost, but I went through some of my old scrapbook papers. I mean, this is, look at that. This is just a small amount. Some of these in here I absolutely adore, but some of them, I mean, that's a cover. So we don't really need that, but I would probably use this, to be honest. But that, absolutely not. I would not. So I thought, let's go through some papers, kind of have a de-stash, but then let's jazz these up. So, you know, like at Christmas when you have the ugly sweater, the ugly Christmas sweater that we're doing this year as a family. It's going to be so funny. And yeah, so ugly papers turned into something that you can now use, because I wouldn't use that as much. I believe this is Doodlebug. Yeah, Doodlebug. And I loved Doodlebug back in the day. I mean, this would have been brought for when my daughter was little. But I wouldn't use this now. I just wouldn't. So let's turn our ugly papers into something that we can use in our everyday junk journals. Right, so I've got this little pile. I'm going to go through it. I have this plain blue piece, but it's got some like kind of, I mean, that doesn't bother me. Like, it's like oil, if you like. I don't know, some kind of staining. But we might do something with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a couple of piles. Let me just move some stuff out of the way, because something tells me I need to de-stash my desk. So let me move these over here so we've got room for 2 piles. Again, like I said, I probably would use this. The other side I wouldn't. So whatever I used it on, it would have to be sort of stuck down. So we'll put that aside. This I wouldn't use. So let's jazz that up. This I wouldn't use, but I would use this. So let's put that aside. I would use that. I would use that, but it needs some grunging. I wouldn't use this, and I wouldn't use this. Definitely wouldn't use that. Love that. Oh, just look at this. Look where some coffee's stained. See? Just, yes. So let me take that out, because I would use that as it was. Let's put these 2 in. Absolutely not. I think this is Doodlebug again. Yeah, Doodlebug. But no. So let's see if we can do something with that. No. Potentially would. I love that, but it needs jazzing. Same with that one. This is the Paper Mania Madden 2 swords. I want to keep that. Oh, look at that. It's just beautiful. I wish Paper Mania brought this pack out again. And I said I would use that. But I think it needs jazzing. We haven't got many papers out of that stack because it was mainly Tim Holtz. but let's get started. Let's use this one. Right, so we've got this one, and there's a few elements on here that I want to keep. So like the image of the bird, I know, who am I? I want to keep that. The postal marks and the number, this doily and these, I want to keep, but I want to do something with sort of round here. Now, you don't have to keep this by 12 by 12. If it's easier, working it in, like, rip it up to 6 by 6 if you want to, or just rip strips. No. First off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some spraying. So I'm just going to dampen the paper, and I've got oxides. I'm going to be working with oxides today because I just want those kind of reactions. Right, so let's and give it a bit of movement. And then just let it naturally dribble round. And then I'm going to get some kitchen paper. In fact, I'm not going to get kitchen paper. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get the next sheet and I'm going to place it on top because I don't want to waste anything. And then, do you ever do this when you was little? I used to do this all the time. And then, look at that. It just makes it a little bit more interesting, don't you think? Right, so I'm going to give this a dry because I want each layer to be dried before I start again. I mean, look at this green that's just come out of this brushed corduroy. Oh, delicious. Oh, my goodness. I mean, look at this. Look at that round there. Isn't that just... And that. Look at that. And as a whole, it would probably be overwhelming and you'd probably be like... You've ruined it. What am I going to do with it now? But if you think about how we use papers, we rip them up, we distress them, we change them. So, you know, like when I do my labels, how I distress the whole piece and then I pull back the outer part. So you're just left with the round labels or the rectangle labels and they just look completely different. So if you imagine, if you just cut this bit out here and just use this square with a bit of vintage photo around the edge or black soot or something like that. Oh, it's just, I mean, look at that. And then we've got this one. Look at this one. I mean, look at the grunge. And what's that? But I love it. I absolutely love it. And if you haven't got oxides, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You can use watercolours, or any paints that you acrylics, just really water them down. It really doesn't matter. So I'm just having a look. I've got so many stencils. I'm just having a look through my stencils because should we try this one? Because it's quite pretty. So I want like I know, but you're going Toni and pretty. What is going on? Where's Toni? Who's got her? Bring her back. See, that one's quite nice as well. But I'm hoping to get rid of the majority of pink because what I struggle with when using pink, and it's the same when I'm knitting and crocheting as well. So in the winter and autumn months, I like to crochet and knit. And if I want to do something that's got like an element of pink in it, it's really too hard to find a pink that doesn't look, what's the word? Dirty and cheap, if that makes sense. Like just the generic pinks. I like sort of like a rosy kind of pink or something that's got a bit of depth to it. And I'm the same with this. So this pink, it's not bad, but I don't like it. So I'm going to take my Oxide in Walnut Stain, and I'm using a brush. I know. And then I'm even going over the bird. And then I'm just going to... I think I've actually got more on the stencil than on the paper. But little things, I mean, just... yes. And then it brings the brown out in the bird, you see. It's just... So any little sections... I mean, I was going to use this square one that I've got here, but I was like, it just kind of doesn't go. And I mean, look, we're transforming it all already, and I just want to splatter, because I kind of, see that? I want it to bleed. Or is it wicking? I mean... and I'm just going to let that do its thing. Just for a second. While I have a little quickly mop up. I'm just going to let it do its wicking, and then I'm going to dry it. I mean, oh, we got some spots onto the brush corduroy, and look what we've got. But look at this. Oh, it's just... See, I would use this now. Even with this little bit of pink down here, I would use this. I would definitely... I mean, look at that. I would use that. I really would. I do think that maybe to get rid of, I don't like this green. So let's just go over this. And I'm not going to the sharp line of the stencil, because I want it to look random. Look at that. I mean, it just kind of takes away from that green. And now we're going to just... I'm not going to put the hot water into my hands. Like that. And then just, again, let it do its thing, and then we're going to dab it off and dry, and then we have that. Love it, love it. But it still needs some more. There's still a little bit too much pink there for me. I know some of you will be in the comments saying, oh, I would have used that paper as it was, and brilliant. Brilliant. Back in the day, I would have too. But that's what makes us all different. That's what makes us amazing artists, and why we get to inspire people, because we're not all the same. We all have different ideas, and I love that. Absolutely love that about our community, is that, you know, something that somebody wouldn't use, somebody else would. I love that. So what other colour shall we have on there? I'm thinking... maybe not just Oxide, because I like the darks in here. So I'm thinking Victoria Velvet, but I don't want to spray it straight on there. So I'm going to spray on my... quite a bit of water. And then... oh, my hand's wet. Because I want it to be... see, it takes the pink that I don't like to a pink that I 100% do. So I want to keep this doily here, but perhaps try and get not so much See, that should, if I dilute that a little bit and then take some of that up, you still get, but you get this. I mean, I don't know what is underneath this paper so that you get that line down there, but I'm loving it. Right, so I just want to, I don't want it to dribble. I'm just giving it a dab there. Maybe a dab in the middle so it's not, maybe a bit on the end down here. Maybe a bit more because I like that. And maybe a little bit near the bird too, because that image is a little bit too for me. And then let's put that there, and let's grab this one, because this is obviously going to be our mop-up sheet. And the mop-up sheets, I mean, look at that. The mop-up sheets usually turn out to be my favourites, I'm not going to lie. Right, so I'm just going to, because obviously this is distress and not oxide, so you're not going to get that much difference in it. But I do like that. And it's gone from something that I probably wouldn't use to something that I would use. Right, let's go. So how we have turned this into this. Ah, look at it. I just love it. But we know I'm introducing myself slowly to a bit of colour, but this this is still a little bit too much for me. It's still a little bit too much out there. I'm not going to lie. So how are we going to tone it down? We're going to tone it down with some gesso. Now, if you haven't got gesso, it's absolutely fine. Just water down some white paint, poster paint, acrylic paint, any paint you've got, it really doesn't matter. Just water it down and it will do the same thing. But one of the things that I love about gesso is it's not opaque, it's still quite transparent. So you can put a thin layer on and still see what's underneath. So just going to mute it down and, oh, that's how new this is. I haven't even taken the little tab off. So I've just took the little security tab off, look. It's not the security tab, but it's the leak-proof tab. And do you know what? Don't waste it, because we can just put some little random marks all over. And then we've used the paint. And if you don't like that, get your brayer and just give it some movement. So what I'm going to do is, I don't really like using my brayer on my glass mat, not when you've got paint, because you don't get a proper grip on it, if that makes sense. I'm going to get my jelly plate. Right, so I've got my 3x5, my little baby jelly plate. You don't need a jelly plate. You really don't need a jelly plate. I've got it and I like using it a bit better when I'm using paint. Then my glass mat. So I'm going to put a little bit of gesso on there, and then I'm just going to, I mean, and you can jelly print as well. Do you know what else I'm going to do? Because I'm going to iron this afterwards. I'm going to put some creases, because I'm hoping the brayer, yeah, look at that, will pick up on the bits that are more prominent. I don't like that line there, so let's try and get rid of that. And I do kind of... I mean, and then we've got something like that, which just tones it down a little bit. So I'm going to put some water on here, which will dilute the paint, the gesso, even more. Because I don't want that line. Right, now what I also like to do, let me just get my, I don't know if that's on, yeah it is, a bit of dried paint. I haven't done jelly printing for ages. I love making background papers from jelly printing, but just, can you just see how that just calms all those colours down and kind of brings it together? So what I also want to do is some splatters. So I'm just gonna put some paint on, and I have got a real big splatter brush here by Studio Light. I think it's a splatter brush. I'm using it for a splatter brush. Looks like a splatter brush. Fan brushes are splatter brushes, aren't they? I believe so. And because I want no. Nope. I've got a Tim Holtz one somewhere, but that one was not enjoyable. I'm afraid. No. Obviously, the bigger brush you use, the bigger the splatter. The smaller the brush, the smaller the splatter. Oh, there's a little bit too much there. Yeah, so with this one, there you go. That's better. And then some down here. I don't know what is going on with my splattering technique today, but so I think that will do. And I'm just going to put this aside, and I'm going to get our Mop It Up, and then I'm going to just plop that in on the jelly plate and soak it all up. Messy play. How many of us love messy play? I used to love messy play when I was little. My mum didn't. But I did. I don't know if you remember, but when you was at school and you used to take your dad's shirt as an apron. Oh, the joys of being an 80s child. Well, born in the 70s, brought up in the 80s. But yeah, your dad's old Sunday shirt for your apron. Because he's got a new one now. Love it. Just clean all that off. And all that. Oh my goodness. So, I've got my little iron. So, I just went over it to flatten it out. Because obviously I creased it. And look at this. Can you see where it was creased? These silver lines, grey lines. I mean, look. Wow. Wow, wow. And this is completely flat now. But look at, from that, look at that sheet of, I think it's beautiful. And we started off with, I mean, it was beautiful in the first place, but very plain. And now look. Something that is just grungy and delicious and usable and So I still think it needs something else. I'm not too sure what. I did think some blue, but for the bird, but I don't think so. I think I'm missing my grunge, you know. I think I'm missing my, I mean, I think I'm going to do scorched timber, you know. Or ground espresso. Is ground espresso too dark? Let's just try a bit of scorched timber. Where's my water spray? Now that is, it is lovely, but definitely not the brown that I was looking for. However, I still might just take some of the edges like that, especially down here where it's green, and just, I'm not dabbing it all. Can you see that? I'm literally just going round and I'm just dabbing my finger in it like that. Let's mop that up. And then we've got, oh, look at that. Look at that. We've just got some bits around the edge. Oh, this is just getting better and better. Does it need some like rusty, I think it needs vintage photo, or is it vintage photo, or is it rusty hinge? I don't think I want to go that, I don't want to go that orange. I want to stay in this kind of colour theme, and I don't like that brush for splatters. I've just found, look, this little baby one. It's too cute. So this is already oxidizing on here, which is amazing. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Yes. This is what I wanted. And I think I'm going to do a few in the middle, but I just kind of mainly want it around the edge. Do some little baby ones. And I'll tell you what else I'm going to do as well. I'm going to take the brush and I'm just, you see where it's all different sort of like length, widths and stuff. Very jagged brush. And then I'm just going to go around the edge. Just in places. Because this is kind of like our texture stamp. And the thing is because it's diluted, it's not going to be that. I'm just dabbing some dots now. It's not going to be that in your face. I mean, just look at that. Oh, I just love it. I'm just going to go along the bottom like that, and then just dab round, because I don't want any coarse lines. And look at that. I mean, isn't that just delicious? Let's try and just get some more textures. Oh, I love it. This is and like I said, this is you probably are not going to use the full page anyway. So all these little bits, I think I need some more vintage photo. I'm having too much fun. All these little bits are going to seem so much more. I mean, look at that. Now I'm tempted to just kind of, oh, shall I? I don't know if I'm going to ruin it. Oh, well, we won't know unless we try. All right, I think that will do. I haven't ruined it. These wipes, oh, they smell amazing. So let me show you what they are. It's a huge pack and it's by Sephora. I love that they're biodegradable. But they're Midnight Blooms. Oh, they smell delicious. My whole craft room just smells like Midnight Blooms. Look at that. Wow. Just wow. Right, I'm going to give this a dry. It looks nothing like it did. I mean, look at that. So let's just remind ourselves what it looked like. Are you ready? Still beautiful, but very plain. And now, and something I wouldn't use. I really wouldn't. If I was flipping through my scrapbook papers to make a journal or something, I would just flip straight past this. I mean, apart from the number in the top corner, that would catch my eye. But apart from the pinks and the greens and stuff like that, I would literally skip past it. But now, I would take that out. Because now that is grungelicious. Oh, grungelicious. I love it. I absolutely love it. And don't be phased. You will come to an ugly stage. Power on through it. I always come to my ugly stage and I'm like, oh, what am I doing? This is all going wrong. I'm going to chuck it. I don't want this anymore. But no, power through the ugly stage, because every single piece has an ugly phase. But have a play. Have a play with your old scrapbook papers, because guess what? This opens the door to every single piece of scrapbook paper, or not just scrapbook paper, but any papers that you've had hanging around in your stash for years and years and years. And you think, I'm never going to use that. Change them into something that you would. Now, I think I want this to be tickets. So let's make something out of it. So do you know what else I was thinking? We could do some stamping. So I've got this stamp out. I love it. Just a background stamp. This is the, I believe it's from the Professor. I might be wrong. I probably am. I'm sure you'll tell me. Right, so I'm going to get my VersaFine Clair and I'm just going to random. I'm really not that bothered. I'm not going to use a block, and then I'm just going to sort of like curl it like that, and then just, that's what it needed. Yep, just some random text in places. Oh, yes. Right, let's put some, just some more on, and then maybe a bit down here. And I think that will do. I think that will do. What do we think? Now I think I need like more of a script stamp. Right, so I've got out Ledger and Mini Glitch because, I mean, there's just some, I don't know if it's going to go, but it's worth a try. So this curved bit round here, I'm just thinking, just sort of like randomly in places like that. Maybe, but I definitely want to use, let's put that out there. I definitely want to use this. I think I'm going to use this one. And then let's just randomly make sure it's up the right way. And then just kind of just having it come off where I've already stamped. So it needs a bit, that joins that up there. And then this is quite light, so I think we need like, oh, yes, that's it, just leave it at that, leave it there. I do like this bit down here though. Leave it there. Yeah, no, Tone, you know I'm not going to leave it here. You know I'm not. Right, so let's just take our little Mini Glitch. And just go around the edges. I'm going to do the corner. So just kissing it, if you like. And then look at that. Isn't that just delicious? And then we've got this bit here. Look at this bit. There's a little bit missing up there. Just there. There we go. Maybe one there. And then we definitely need some down here as well, just for some added interest. Yes, I love that. Oh, look at that now. Isn't that just delicious? Now, it's got an awful lot of mediums on here, so I'm going to give the VersaFine a quick dry. And then, yeah, let's make something out of this real cool paper. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness, isn't that just delicious? And do you know what? One of the things that I love is when you stamp over something that you've oxidized in the VersaFine Clair. Can you see this? It goes like a chalky black, and I love that. So it blends in really well, but look at that. And I know this isn't everybody's cup of tea, and I know that a majority of you would have used that as it is, and trust me, you do you 100%, but I would use this now. I probably wouldn't have used that. So isn't that a good thing? And also, now you don't have to worry about getting rid of all your old papers, because just turn them into papers that you would use. Let me just turn my little iron off before I burn myself. Right, so I just want to see how big, because I want to keep the bird, but I really want to use this bit. So I'm just wondering, 2 1/4, so 2 inches. So it's 2 inches in. I mean, come on, look at that. Right, so let's just put this aside for a minute, because obviously we know, sorry, I did not mean to knock you. We know that this is 12 inches, so this is 2 inches by 12 inches. So I think what I want to do is, I think I'm going to do 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and just go all the way down, because I really do like the long ones instead of them, like the landscape ones, instead of them being portrait. Whew. Ah, it's just got really hot in here. Just have to take my jumper off. Right, so let's fold these. And let's make sure. Because that one doesn't look like it's folded in the right spot. There we go. And then fold this one over, because we do want them all to be, don't want to go out of sequence. We seem to be okay now. We're on a roll. So fold them all over. So this paper is not exactly 12 inches, but that's fine, because let's fold it where it should be, and then this bottom one could just be a ripped off piece where someone's got a little bit carried away. So now let me just move all my paraphernalia, because I've got a lot of it, and find my little circle punch that I love. And then I'm going to, so if you can see in there, can you see that line in the middle? So what I like to do, I think you've seen me do this before, Mass Make March, I did this. I just like to line it up on that line, and then halfway down the circle like that. Can you see that? And then I know I've got the quarter. And do the same this side. And then when you open it up, you've got that. So I'm going to do it this side as well. Oh, these are going to be such cool tickets. And then look at them. Oh, I've already done that end. So let's do this bit. You can see it better if I do it. Show you this side. I mean, even that side. Look at that. That looks delicious, but look at that. How cool is that? So I'm going to carry on punching these holes, and then we're just going to do one last piece of distress, and then we're going to decorate them. So there we have our row of tickets, but it still looks too much. So we need to define each ticket, if that makes sense. So do you know what this project would be perfect for? This kind of thing. So I don't know if you have seen Margreth's video. I think I'm going to use archival just because it's a different colour vintage photo than my oxide. So in August, we're doing a little challenge. We're going to challenge ourselves. And we're doing a 3 in 30 minutes video. She mentioned it in her video a couple of weeks ago now, I think it was. And I can't wait. I mean, just look at that. I love the idea. It's going to be so cool. Can you imagine me trying to do three projects or like 3 of the same item in 30 minutes? It's going to be a challenge, but challenge accepted. Yes, please. So we're going to do that in August. We're still going to be doing our normal days. I don't know if we're going to go live and explain. We probably will, but I need to have a little conversation with Margreth about what going live and explaining to everybody what we're going to be doing. So it's going to be very similar to Mass Make March or ABC April, that kind of thing. We're not going to have a playlist, and we're going to have a hashtag so that if you want to join in, which I so hope you do because it's going to be so much fun, challenging yourself for 3 makes in 30 minutes. Wow. Wow. It's going to be fun. It's going to be funny watching me try and do that. But yeah, I really hope you join in. It's going to be so much fun. And we will be dishing out more information on that when closer towards the end of the week. So it's going to be cool. But these, making up a load of scrapbook papers that you probably wouldn't use, would be perfect for this challenge. Definitely. I mean, just look. And now, look at them. Aren't they just so cool? And now you can stamp on them. You can do whatever you like with them. So I've got a piece of the mop-up. Yeah, it was the mop-up thing that I did when I used... Oh, I can't remember. My brain's not working. So I'm just gonna... That's probably wonky. So I don't mind if it's too small. But yeah, you could just put... Come on. You could put something like that in the middle, or I mean, look. Oh, let's ink around that. And shall we give it a bit of a grunge? Go on then. Why not? Do you know what? While I've got this here, let's do a couple, because I'm not going to do all of them like this, but I would like a few of them. And then maybe we would even have some to use on whatever projects. There is going to be a prompt list. I believe there is going to be a prompt list. Don't quote me on it. Or is the prompt, because we've got a couple of challenges coming up. So I might be mistaking the challenges. But I will have all the information on my socials and in my community tab on here. I'm just keeping them all together and just stressing all of them at once because it's easier. There we go. And then let's do, well, that one doesn't look like it's distressed at all. That one must have been hiding. So I think, what have I got? I've got 4 here and we've got 12 tickets. So let's just, this little trick here is for the people that don't have the sandpaper. Look at that. And then what I like to do is just go over the ends and then look at that. Oh, delicious. Right, so where's me tweezers and me glue? And let's just place this down onto, oh, see, I like that. But this one's quite plain. So if it's got texture on it like this, I don't really want to hide it, but this one's quite plain. So this one would be perfect for a blank label. So let's put that down. Oh, look at that. See, just that on its own. You could do as well, if you wanted to, is get your little jar of yumminess. And let's see what we've got in here. So we've got a little scrap. Let's pull some off. And then we could, I think there's still a little bit too much on there. And up, and then let's put some glue down. Put some more glue back on here because knowing Belly Arts, this is dried by now. And then put this over the top like that. I mean, just look at that. Delicious. Right, so let's do a long score. So I'm just taking the blade of the scissors and just curling it around the edges like that. Take your dauber and just, and then you look at that. It's just delicious. And then I think, do you know what? This one's quite bland as well. So I'm just going to put, I'm going to still use these little wispy bits like that. I mean, you don't even know, you know, I like to rip my tickets apart and use them separately as little collage pieces. But you could make a belly band out of this. I mean, look. Oh, that's delicious. That one's bland as well, but I think that one needs some white. So, and I also think, see that bit's a bit too much at the top there. So let's just trim that off. And then, I don't know, I want it on the blank one. Do I want it on the blank one? Yeah. So I'm not even bothered that there's 2 of these. In like one after the other. I don't care. Because whether you're going to rip them apart or use them all as one, Let's just hold that down. Oh, look. I mean, just already they just look so cool. Oh, I love them. And you could always, because you know how obsessed I am with these little, I brought a load when I went to the Netherlands, because I just love them. And you can put this, in your scoreboard and do it if you want to. So let's just line this up with a line, and then just so it's perforated. If you wanted to, you could do that as well. So then it looks like a proper ticket. Oh, and I've got kebab skewers. Kebab skewers attacking me. Let's decorate some. So let's get out our little tub of goodies. Too much. Do you know what? I don't think it is too much from that label. There we go. Ah, who knew? Put your nail down it and it rips. Keep that piece. Oh, see, I do like that, but it needs to be blended in. And now look at that. Oh, I love that. See what I mean by when you sand it, it just makes it look like it's part of the paper. Oh, love it. Yes. Wonder if there's another one that would look really cool. Maybe. Let's put this one. Go in. I don't want to go over the circle bit. Let's fold this over so it's a little bit stiffer, because it's a little bit flimsy in the minute. Because don't forget, it's only cheap scrapbook paper that we're using. And then give this a sand. I think that one. Yes. Where's my? And then look at that. Oh, just so cool. And then let me slide my oxides over. And even the ruler would look, because the ruler is slightly transparent. Sand it down, and then look at that. Oh, it just looks like it's meant to be on there. I love it. Right, so my new stamp collection. Oh, I mean, just look at that with that green in there or on there. Just around the edge. Where would you think? On this one, but not with that. Right, let's put this down. It's not. And then we've also got these. I mean, look at that. Put that there. And then let's get out our snippets. I think that one's a little bit too big. What have we got in here? I'm just going to put it on just like that. I'm not even going to distress it. Can you hear my squeaky chair? Squeaky! We could bring the green up from here into these ones as well. Let's use that. Right, let's scrunch this up. And then I'm going to have this coming out the side. Like that. So let's put some glue on there. Make sure this is the right way up. Not that it matters because it's junk journaling. You can have it exactly how you want it. And then that could, I think on this one, I want some of my favourite that piece is a little bit too big. Where was I going to put this? On here? Or do we want it? Oh, I like it on there. Or do we want it up here? On the pink, maybe? Yeah. Oh, they just look so cool already. Oh, we have a little piecey piece here. Let's put this on here because I do want to use this one, but I don't want to cover up that stamping because I know what you're going to say. You've done all that and now you're covering it up. I know, it's layering. It's texture. It's delicious. So I think I'm just going to put that on there. Or shall I put a label as well? Have I got any more? I've got a blue label. No. No. Just no. Oh, we got another. Please tell me I just picked it up. Oh. Don't want you on there. I always have to look at these and check that I'm not duplicating. I wonder what was going on then. I couldn't find my neutrals. I was like, what's going on? I think I want... What colour have we got? Yeah, so that one, mind you, no. Is this? No, because see, it's a duplicate. Let's use this one. This one down first because I want to keep this up here. Put some more glue on here because I've left it hanging, and then we'll put this just over there and hold that down. but I don't want to overpower these tickets, if you get me. I want them to be quite simple, like just simple clusters. I mean, that one, you see that, just that on its own would be fab. Because obviously we've got this here and we've got the washi tape, but there's nothing really here. So let's just put that there. And then that one's done. That one you could just leave. So then we need a little something here. We've got, I'll tell you what I have got. Tim Holtz clippings. Maybe a word. But you can get lost in this book looking for a word. So let's not. Legendary. Yes. Let's just ink around the edge and maybe a little bit of distress. So that one could just go down there like that. What else have we got? Dreams come true. They absolutely do. So then we could put this one in there like that. Oh, yes, 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 yes. But we're not thinking about it too much. Something mysterious. But this one, I'm going to cut in half. But then you need to make it look even. So this one, we could put this something mysterious. And then maybe we've got too big. I know I have got some dinky, yeah, like that, look. I've got some dinky ephemera in my stamp set, especially in my recorded librarian and collector ones. So let's just ink around the edge. And it's just another piece of I mean, we could put it there, but I kind of like it over here. Just another piece of interest. So let's have a look and see what else we've got. Should we go on to the next page? Let's go on to the next, oh, number 42. Go on. Go on. Just go around the edges like that. And then what one we're going to put this one on. Nope, don't want to cover that up. That one's already got a number on. Let's put it up here. Number 42. Oh, we've got a 235 here as well. I'm so glad I got two of these books. I did have one, but I don't know where it's gone. Get off me finger. Excuse me. Come on. Maybe we could put that down there. And then I'm just going to take my tweezers And just rough up the edges like that. Yes, 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 yes. We need something for here and here, but I don't want anything. Oh, yes. See, it's like that space was made for this label. This one is off of my label stamp set. Not my grungy labels, but my A6 stamp set that's got loads and loads of different sized labels on it. And then let's put that on there. Oh my goodness. Hold that down. And do you know what we could do with this? Cut it in half. And then just... No, let's put it at the top, because the top... I'm going to put it under the cheesecloth. I think this bit needs a little bit more glue. And then let's just clamp that down. And then what have we got? Do we need something on there? Should we just... Do we? That's up to you, Tone. You see that? That just by itself, I think, looks so cool. But then so does that. Ugh! Decisions! I'm not even gonna de-stress it. Yeah, I like that. Let's pull some out. I mean, that could, no. Oh, I quite like that there. I quite like it there as well. Remember, Tone, you're not going to overfill them. Nope, I'm not. My conscience has spoken. My little Jiminy Cricket. Now this one, I do like. Like that there. I think this is off of one of Margreth's digitals. Right, the entomology one, I believe. Where did I put that? I put that there, didn't I? Do we need any more labels? See, there's a gap there that could do with a label. Maybe there. Do I want that colour though? Maybe if we distress it and bring some of the the white in. Yeah. And then we'll put that there. I'm just wondering if... Oh, because we've got a label there and a label there. I mean, I know it's a different size. I don't know though, you know, I think I want the label. Before I stick it down completely. We need something here, and I really did like that. Was it that one? I can't even remember. No, it was that one. I like just that as a plain label. I'm not even going to distress it. I'm just going to stick it on. Because you might want to stamp on it or something. Ah! What do we think? Oh, I love them. How cool are they? Just so simple. Out of a piece of paper that you probably would have thrown in the bin. And you can make loads of these. Oh, I do. I just love them. I absolutely love them. And the colour theme. It's so out of my comfort zone. You know what I'm thinking now, don't you? Oh, there's another little number here, look. I'm going to have to get another one of these books. Put that there. And then, like I said, get your tweezers once it's stuck down and just run your tweezers down the side of it. Is that stuck? Yeah, it is. And now the final part. Ta-da! The last few finishing touches, some stitching and some of my favourite tack brads, because that's what I'm calling them. I know the brads, that they look like the tacks that they used to put into furniture in like the 70s and the 80s, like the big dome. They look like furniture tacks. So yeah, I'm calling them tack brads because that's what they remind me of. But I love them so much because with the texture hammer, this, you don't have to use this. You can just use a normal hammer because it's got a flat side and it's got a textured side. But a meat cleaver would do, you know, that you tenderize your meat with, would do exactly the same thing. And I'm pretty sure you can get small ones as well. So this is the Tim Holtz texture hammer. And it just, look, they're no longer domes. Look, I just love what it does. So we had some stuff, put some stitching across the top here. We've still got all the threads coming out the sides. I haven't stitched on all of them. Stitching here, some stitching down here, a little bit of messy stitching here, some smaller stitching going across there, and again along there. And I just absolutely love them. I love them. But what have we got? 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6. Right, so do you know what? I'm gonna there we go. I want 2 lots like that. I think they look so cool. But now looking at that, I do think that needs something in the middle of it. But yeah, look what we can make out of just a random piece. Oh, it's upside down. I'm going to make some more stuff out of this, so stay tuned. This is not the last time that you're going to see this. And don't forget, we've got our mop-up piece as well. So we're going to make something. This is what we're going to do. We're going to play, and we're going to make something out of the ugly papers because I just love them. I really do. I mean, that is delicious. It really is. And you could even, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because I want to save this bit. Let's get me washi tapes out of the way. So let's go 6. Shall we go 6? Do you reckon that's big enough? It is now. Because this, if you could have it as a journal page. And yes, 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 I think so. I really do. I love that. I absolutely love it. And then we've also got some tickets as well. I had so much fun. This is so much fun. This is such an easy project as well. It really is. And it's just, you can just sit down and make a mess and have fun. And, oh, you know, it's only paper. It's only paper. So give it a go. If you do give it a go, don't forget to tag me in social media. All my socials are either in the description box or at the end of the video. And, yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe as well. And give this a go. We've all got those ugly scrapbook papers. Oh, and some of us just can't bear to get rid of them. Well, you don't need to now. Now you can change them into something that you would use. And do you know what the best bit is? You can colour coordinate for your projects. So even if you've got a pink piece of paper, you don't have to do pink. You could cover this in scorched timber and you wouldn't see it. But I do love that I've saved the bird. We didn't save the doily or the postmark. Or the postmark is up here, or the number. But we did save the bird. That makes me happy because too cute. So thank you everybody for being here. Happy crafting. And until next time, take care. Bye.